Okay, I think that I am live, and so let's get started. I always love to see you here on Wednesdays for my weekly Wednesday live broadcast. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is I have a question for you. Are you ready for Black Friday? And the reason that I am asking you that question is today happens to be the 1st of October. And so I'm wondering if you are starting to prepare because Black Friday is an incredible opportunity for us as surface pattern designers and as creators. And if maybe you're a crafter or a quilter, maybe you actually love to knit or to sew. And so, Black Friday is a great opportunity for all of us. And so let's get started with a few cute little emoji just to get everybody rocking and rolling with today's broadcast. And then I'm going to jump in, and you can actually get a lot of this information on my blog. So if you go to anlafollettart.com, there is a red button in the upper right-hand corner that says blog. You can click on that, and then you'll see the blog for today that is my blog about getting ready for Black Friday. You can also go to anlafollettart.com/blog, which takes you immediately into the blog. So that saves you a click, and you'll see today's, the blog that came out yesterday right there. So the first thing that I want to remind you about is, why is Black Friday important? And when does Black Friday start? So one of the statistics that actually is so amazing, so I'm going to read it to you. It is, according to Adobe Analytics, consumers spend, listen to this, over 9 billion, that's billion with a B, over $9 billion during Black Friday. And that statistic is just from a couple of years ago. And it continues to grow. That trend continues to grow. Now, why is that important for us as creative entrepreneurs? It's important because people actually set aside money to spend during Black Friday. The other very, very important thing to know is that it doesn't just happen on Black Friday itself anymore. And tell me in the comments, you probably experienced this yourself. If you think back to last year, when did you buy your first Black Friday promotional item? I'm curious. Tell me in the comments. Let me make sure that I've got my comment window open so that I can see if any of you guys are commenting. And okay, cool. So Amy is saying that, let me see, what happens if I do this? I'm not sure that that's readable, but let me do this. Let me change my output. I can move this back over here. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to change my output so that I can go to this monitor, and then we're going to click this to see if you can read it. I don't know why the color is really, really hard to read, but what you basically said was, I've been thinking about Black Friday. I'm simultaneously excited and terrified since this will be my first time I'm researching craft fairs in your area. Awesome. So that's fantastic, Amy. And so have you downloaded my craft fair guide? So one of the things that's also like really important about, like, this is why you should always go check out what's on my website. So let me share my screen for just a second really quick so that you guys can all see that my website, which I told you is at anlafollettart.com. I have a craft fair guide. So if you just scroll down a little bit, this is a free craft fair guide that walks you through all of the experience that I have had with craft fairs. And so if any of you are planning to do a craft fair during the holiday season or leading up to the holiday season, you want to download the guide. It's totally free. You can grab it right here by just clicking this red button. It's also available if you just click here on this top bar area. Basically, you can grab it there too. What I also mentioned is if you click on the blog button, it takes you into the blog. And I wrote all about my my craft fair guide last week. But this week I wanted to talk about, are you ready for Black Friday? And so let's talk a little bit about why Black Friday still matters. And I started out by telling you that it's a $9 billion opportunity, right? So if it's a $9 billion opportunity, that means that it's an opportunity for every single one of us to participate. But my question to you is, when did you make your first Black Friday purchase as a consumer? Because what's really important, and the reason I wanted to talk about this today, because it's the 1st of October, is because Black Friday starts at the beginning of November. So tell me in the comments, did you buy something in early November that was advertised as a Black Friday offer? Because Black Friday used to just be on the Friday after Thanksgiving. Then it was the week of Thanksgiving, right? Some promotions would sort of start on the Monday of the Thanksgiving week. And now literally they start at the beginning of the month of November. And that's only a month away. So that's why I want to make sure that you've got a really good game plan, and you can get the step-by-step of my game plan by going to annafollettart.com/blog, and you'll see the Black Friday blog that has these details in it. But I'm also going to cover them now because I usually stay on for about 20 minutes. And so let's cover the game plan so you have a sense of it. And then you can also, if you're here, you can ask me questions about it, right? And hello, Pauline. It's lovely to see you as well. Okay, so it really, really matters. It's the perfect time to drive traffic to your online shop, right? It's also the perfect time to introduce your work to new audiences. It's also the perfect time for you to offer limited time promotions. And rather than discounting, which everybody's going to do, and you can also absolutely do, I like to actually add a little bit of additional value through a bonus, so that instead of discounting products, I'm saying buy this and get this too. And that way you're not really discounting, which is, I come from a retail background, and I worked at the Gap and Old Navy for many, 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 many years, over 15 years. And then before that, I worked for Esprit de Corps. And one of the problems in retail is discounting too much, because if you discount, people are going to expect you to discount, and then they're just going to wait until you discount. And then you get into this vicious cycle. So I like to switch that whole mindset around to selling. Yes, it's fine to have some kind of fun bundle for Black Friday. That's a great thing to do, or buy one, get one free. Those are all ways to kind of still play in the discounting game, or buy this and get something else that is like a digital download, for example. So those are just things for you to think about. But you want to capture gift giving when people are all about gift giving and preparing for, they want to spend their dollars in November for their Christmas shopping. There'll still be opportunities for them to spend some additional money in December, but a lot of time people really consolidate a lot of their Christmas shopping in November to take advantage of, quote, Black Friday offers, because they know that there's going to be a lot of really interesting things and a lot of discounting that happens. So it's a great opportunity to watch out as a consumer yourself for maybe something that you had hoped would go on sale, and it might be on sale during Black Friday. So it is really important to pick your promotional strategy. So I was just talking a little bit about the different ways for you to think about your promotional strategy. And so one of them is, if you're going to be shipping things to people, maybe instead of discounting what you're selling, you're offering free shipping. It's just another way to sort of, think about how to make it very attractive for someone to purchase something from you, but you're not necessarily discounting the item. You're offering free shipping, which is in fact a very nice discount, because shipping's expensive. The other thing I talked about is buy one, get one free. That's called a BOGO in the retail world, BOGO, buy one, get one. Right? You could also do a bundle, which I just talked about. So some of my most popular bundles are a tote bag, a mug, and a notebook, all of which have my designs on them. And I design in collections, which those of you who are in my Pattern Design Academy know all about now, that you want to have designs that coordinate with one another, so that then if you put a bundle together, they all work with each other and look absolutely gorgeous together. You could also do some kind of an early bird discount. You could also do a limited edition kind of a drop or a limited edition offer. So I want you to think of it as a celebration of your art and not as a fire sale. So let me know as I go through these if you have any questions for me, but I'm going to keep going because that's step number one, is to really think about what is your primary promotional strategy going to be? How do you keep it simple and yet really, really attractive? Because that's what people are shopping for during the Black Friday timeframe. They're shopping for deals. Now, the second thing is you want to prepare your products early. So there are two components to this. One is if you want to be on a print on demand site, you've got to upload all of your designs well in advance so that if that print on demand company starts offering Black Friday deals, that your designs are already for sale. They're already up there. Customers can find them. You can send them direct links to your particular offers on that print on demand site. And so there's work involved in uploading your artwork. First of all, you have to have artwork that's appropriate for the season. And then you have to pick the print on demand site like a Spoonflower or a Printful, for example. And then you got to get started getting your work loaded properly and tagged and all of the parts of actually getting a your print on demand shop up and running. The other thing, because there are product descriptions involved, there's tagging involved. And the other thing is you might want to order some samples from those print on demand shops so that, like me, I have all kinds of products that I can showcase and I can also sell them directly from my website. So that's also a huge advantage. The more in advance you can have those products up and running, you then still have time to order a small quantity for yourself. You can then do lots of social media advertising about your gorgeous products because you have them physically in hand, and you can showcase them beautifully. You can take photos of them. You can show how people might use them in their home, and you have done all of that in advance. So they've already shipped the items to you before the 1st of November. Or, it's okay if you get them in the middle of November because you're going to also sell them during Christmas. So I don't want anybody to panic. It's not like you're not going to be able to sell them over multiple sort of big holiday promotional timeframes. But now's the time to start, right? Now's the time to get started. Now, the other thing is you might want to be shipping things yourself, right? So if you're going to be selling things directly on your website, then you need to make sure you've got everything ready. You've got all your packing materials. You've got your bubble wrap. Here, let me go show you my bubble wrap. I have a lot of bubble wrap ready. And of course, I also have lots of other fabulous items that are very branded. So I have stickers that say Anne LaFollette Art. It's never too late to create. I also have some that are a rectangle and some that are circles. I have beautiful tissue paper that's that's one of my signature designs. And I'm ready to go, right? I've got packing materials for anyone who's going to be purchasing directly from me. And so you want to be thinking about, okay, well, let me make sure I'm not leaving all that until the last minute. Now, the other thing is, if you're selling in person, so you are going to be selling at a craft fair, you also just need to make sure that you've got all of your ducks in a row. And you can go specifically to my craft fair guide, which you can download at let me see. The URL for that is go to AnneLaFolletteArt.com and you'll see it on the front page. Just scroll down and you'll see it on the front page. Or the actual direct link to it is members.artwithanne.com/craft-fair. It's easier to find it on my website by going to AnneLaFolletteArt.com. Now, the next thing is, so that was number 2. You want to prep your products early so you know actually what you're going to be selling. And as a result, you're starting to think about how you're going to be marketing them. Now, the third thing is to plan your marketing calendar, right? So a month ahead, which is kind of where we are right now, you want to be thinking that you're going to start to think about how you're going to communicate this out into the world so that people know what fabulous products you're going to have available. And it's great to share behind the scenes as you're creating something. So for example, Amy, people love to see how you make your repeating patterns. And so I've had a lot of success on Instagram by posting little reels of a pattern that comes to life that I have, that I've done inside Adobe Illustrator. And I just record my screen and then I edit it and then I speed it up so that you can watch it in 30 seconds. And then I show the product that it's available on at the end of the reel. Just a thought, some of these things are a little bit more advanced and you might be doing them the next time around, but they're good things for you to think about because there's great ways for you to market your beautiful work. The other thing is, of course, to highlight bestsellers. So once you have history for what you've sold, you'll have fantastic bestsellers to talk about. You'll also be able to talk about those in your blog post or in your Instagram stories. So all of that is kind of the thinking about the marketing buckets, about how you're going to get the message out. So that's step number 3. And then step number 4 is preparing your tech, and meaning your print on demand shop or preparing for an in-person event like a craft fair. And one of the things that's really, really important if you're going the print on demand route to get your feet wet and also to just get your designs up and up because they handle all the shipping and all the manufacturing. So it's a great way to get started. You want to make sure that you've tested all of the links so that if you're sending a customer to your shop, that you've double checked that it actually goes there and that they see your shop, not somebody else's. You want to make sure that you're testing any additional promotional codes that you might have if you're selling some items from your own website. You want to make sure that if you have a website that you're highlighting what it is that you're offering during the holiday time frame, and critically that those links are working. And then this is the other thing, you may be in the beginning stages of growing an audience and getting people on your email list. But even if you have just friends and family on your email list and you are now a surface pattern designer because you've learned how to create repeating patterns, you can start to both email them and send them the link to where they can purchase your items. But you can schedule those. My point is you can schedule those emails in your email service provider to go out in advance so that you're not scrambling during the week of Black Friday to write these messages. You can write them, you can have all the links and test the links, and then you can schedule them. So you could schedule one the first week of the month of November. You could then do a reminder in the second week of November. You can decide kind of how many you want to be sending out. And this is super important. You have to realize, again, this is when people are looking to purchase. And so they're going to want to get your email, and they're not just going to want to get one email. They're going to want to get several because you're going to want to remind them so that if there's a particular time frame when you have some limited edition available, you want them not to miss it. And step number 5, the final step, is, of course, you just want to make it really, really easy for them to buy. So you could create a beautiful gift guide, right? You could use Canva, or for those of you in my community, you know how to use Adobe Illustrator. You could create a really beautiful gift guide or shop the collection, and you could send that out as a PDF so that people know exactly what to look for. You can create mock-ups that include your items in, if you purchase some in advance of your own items in advance, you can photograph them in your own environment. But if you don't get them in time, you can still grab photos of them that on most print-on-demand companies will show them in certain environments, so that you just grab a screenshot of that image and then you can share that with your community. And also, if you're doing some of the shipping yourself, make sure that you know what the deadlines are for if they want it by Christmas, when is the very last time that you're going to be able to ship it out with a guarantee that they'll get it in time for Christmas, if they're purchasing it for a Christmas gift. So those are the top 5 tips, right? So number 1 is pick your promotional strategy. Number 2 is prepare your products early and where they're going to be available. Number 3 is to plan your marketing calendar. Number 4 is to make sure that all of your tech is set up, your links are working, your shop is ready to go, whether it's a print-on-demand shop or it's a shop on your website or Etsy. And then number 5 is make it easy to buy. Make it easy and attractive to buy by doing a gift guide or a collection kind of highlight, a PDF that basically is shop the collection page. All right. So the key thing too is to remember that Black Friday starts earlier and earlier and earlier. And the other thing to remember is Black Friday doesn't just end on Black Friday. It rolls right into Small Business Saturday, when people love to shop small businesses. And then on Monday is Cyber Monday. And so that's another really great time to send out reminders that your items are still available on Cyber Monday, because that's a huge online shopping day. And then, of course, you're going to roll into, the holiday time frame, Christmas, meaning Christmas and Hanukkah in the month of December. So let me just double check if you guys have any questions for me. I'm going to go back to my excellent. So Amy said, I really like the bundle idea and the limited collections. That's awesome. And so everybody. And so, Amy, you got to go look at those websites to see whether or not what those deadlines are, because everybody's deadline is different. Sometimes they don't have those deadlines up yet. I really like the bundle idea. So can I get rid of that now? Yeah. And so go look at them and then find out what their deadlines are if they've published them already. And then that's it. That's it. And I did a great job. It's 22 after. So I'm going to let you go. And remember, if you need the craft fair guide, because you're going to do a craft fair or a church bazaar during the holiday time frame, go to AnnaLaFollettArt.com, and right on the landing page, AnnaLaFollettArt.com, which is my website, just scroll down a little bit and you'll see a really cute image of the craft fair guide, which is free and a place where you can grab it. And then if you want to remember what these 5 steps are for the blog that I just talked about, then you can just pop over to the blog page, because there's a little button to click to go straight to the blog, AnnaLaFollettArt.com/blog. All right, I will see you. And Amy, of course, I'll see you on Friday as well at our Pattern Design Academy Q&A session. But for all of the rest of you, have a wonderful rest of your week. I always like to say in closing that I am Anna Follett, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you next week.